What's up? My name's Adam and I'm an artist out of northern Wisconsin. Ever since I recorded my first impressions on the Flite pen here in this video, I've been getting comments and messages from you guys saying that you want to know more. And I don't blame you guys. It's a cool looking tattoo machine and we've been waiting for a tattoo machine like this from Inkjecta for a very long time. The unfortunate bad news that I got for you guys is that I did not order this tattoo machine. I do not have it. But wait right there. Do not leave this video. Just because I do not have it doesn't mean that we aren't going to be showing it in this video. 3 months ago already, Inkjecta announced the Flite pen and pre-orders went up. Those pre-orders just went out. People are starting to receive their Flite pen tattoo machine. People are starting to post that they are getting the Inkjecta Flite pen to their Instagram stories, and then Inkjecta is sharing their stories to their page. And I've been just waiting for someone to post a review video before I bought the tattoo machine, and no one's made a review video yet until now. We have a badass undercover 8-foot tall combat veteran samurai ninja legend amongst gods pizza delivery looking 12-inch subscriber that is on our side that got the tattoo machine and filmed a review video exclusively for this YouTube channel. And his name is Dan TRUEBLOOD. You can find Dan TRUEBLOOD on all the social medias. I will put them down in the video description. He is on Instagram and on YouTube. And I kind of told him to keep making YouTube videos because his review video isn't that bad. It's actually pretty good. And we're going to check it out in just a second. But first, I want to lay out some very basic information. The Flite pen weighs 150 grams. The grip is 34 millimeters, which is just a little bit bigger than the Flux grip. The Flux grip is 33 millimeters, so it's just 1 millimeter bigger than the Flux grip. The tattoo machine, the Flite pen goes down to 4.5 volts. And it goes all the way up to 18 volts. It is made out of a milled aircraft grade aluminum, which is pretty basic for most tattoo machines. And it has a German Fall Harbor motor, and the German electric DC Fall Harbor motor is like literally the best motor that all major tattoo machine companies are using right now. The Flite pen for the shader version and the liner version is both $766 US. And then if you want the standard version, it is $811. The price is weird for US dollars because it is converted from Australian dollars. That's why you get that weird thing where it's like 811, where the 11 is a little weird. That's because they are converting it from Australian dollars to American dollars. The standard version of the tattoo machine, which is what most of you guys should be getting, includes the 3.25 millimeter cam pre-installed on it. And then for the torsion bars, they are going to include the soft, medium, hard, and semi-rigid bars. So you're going to get all the torsion bars with it. The shader has the 3.5 millimeter cam and the medium torsion bar, and the liner has the 4.0 millimeter cam and the semi-rigid bar. And then on the website, if you go under their shop, under accessories, you can buy all the cams and torsion bars separately if you need to. Now let's check out our subscriber Dan TRUEBLOOD's review video on this tattoo machine that he made exclusively for this YouTube channel. All right, Dan TRUEBLOOD on all the social medias. Go find him in the links in the description. Let's watch this video.
All right, we got the Inkjecta Flite.
Hopefully you guys could hear him good.
Pen.
My audio is a little weird, so hopefully I said it right.
And some first impressions of it.
So right there, I'm gonna pause it right there. This is the box that you guys get when you order the tattoo machine, and it looks pretty big. It looks like a pretty big box, which is good because this tattoo machine is not that cheap. It says right here, we make tattoo machines here on the box. In here, we don't see like a travel case. I wonder if there is a travel case and he just forgot to put it in here. But we'll see here, we use an RCA cable. He has some torsion bars right in that bag, user manual in there, and let's just continue and keep watching.
You're gonna get the RCA cord. That's the Inkjecta. It's their thick cord.
Pretty nice RCA cable.
You get the hard, medium, and soft torsion bars. This was with the standard edition.
Nice.
You get your little tool to take your cam.
It's a little Allen key. They included an Allen key to take apart the machine. To put in the torsion rod and the
instruction manual in here.
The cam.
They actually don't explain the torsion rods like they did with the original Inkjecta.
They don't explain the torsion rods with your manual probably, but they just uploaded Inkjecta just uploaded a YouTube video where they explain a little bit about the torsion rods, and obviously the torsion rods work the same as their previous models of machines, so it's kind of something that you got to just know when you buy an Inkjecta product. They obviously do the torsion bars now, and what that is that, you know, like the soft torsion bar is kind of like a mechanical give. You know, it's lower torsion on the machine, so it actually has a little bit of give to it. It's like a mechanical give, almost like the Zion pen and stuff like that.
Way to turn it. But if you're familiar with the old Inkjecta, then you should be fairly familiar with that.
I just want to say it one more time. That's a pretty big box that they give you. They're going to ship that all across the country. That pretty big box just for this tattoo machine. That's pretty crazy.
This is the pin.
Where am I going to store that box is the question. They better have gave a travel case. I should have asked Dan that if there was a travel case inside that box. I should have asked him.
The one thing that I noticed right off was the door.
All right, he's talking about the door being loose on the front. That door actually, you know, has all the internals in it. That's a door that you pop off to access the internals. But one of the things I noticed right away is how thick that tattoo machine is. They say that it's 34 millimeters online on their website. That looks way bigger than 34 millimeters. Because right now, like this is 33 millimeters. Like this is really, really skinny. Looking at that right now, at 34 millimeters, I think it's a little bit bigger. I would have to test that.
It's just rattly.
That machine looks thick.
It's held in here by just a couple of magnets.
That machine looks real thick. So he's explaining the problem that, I mean, we could tell just from looking at the images that this door was going to be all loose and janky, and that's exactly what it is. And we have a close-up video that he actually sent us, and we'll look at that in just a second, where he shows a close-up look at the door being really loose on it.
And it does kind of rattle a bit. The standard edition comes with their 3.25 millimeter cam, and then this has got the rigid drive bar.
Nice.
That's already installed.
That's probably what I'd run. Just the standard edition with the rigid.
Cams.
Let's just take a second and look at Dan's room real quick. Let me move my big head. Look at this. We got to get Dan some storage, man. He has a lot of stuff. He's probably working in a small workshop. He got his autoclave there, guitar. He has this ink mixer. I got one of those. It's pretty nice. Yeah, I just wanted to shout out Dan's room right there. All right, let's continue.
Excuse me. All the old cams.
And you put the stickers on
from the original Inkjecta
armrest under the thing. That's
do
pretty cool.
fit
Never
on
thought of
this, just like they did with the X1. It's just a matter of getting your Allen key in here, unscrewing it, pulling it out.
You showing how to take
or
it
you
apart.
can just unscrew the drive bar, and
basically right here, I mean, we can see a good view of it. I'll move my head back over to here. We can see that there's a little grub screw here, or right here, to take off the cam, and then there's a grub screw on top to take off the torsion bars.
and change the drive bar. I'm not going to do any of that though.
And then we'll see here also in this image that it is a fixed grip. There's a special way of, you know, putting the needle in and out. He's going to show it in just a little bit, but we'll see here that it is a fixed grip. So if you don't like this grip, this machine's probably not for you, because you cannot change the grip at all. I believe they make disposable covers for their, I believe it's the X1 or the Flite X1, their previous machine. There was disposable covers are like, you know, they're like a gelatin grip basically that go over this, which would probably make it a little bit bigger, but they're disposable. It's nothing permanent, so you got to pay, you know, probably $30 for 12 or something. Let's continue.
We're going to show you how it runs. With a battery pack.
Looks like he has the Bishop Critical battery, which actually looks pretty nice on it because it's like the same thickness as the machine. So it's pretty nice.
Good.
Excuse you, Dan.
Once
I mean, that machine looks hefty,
you have the
boy.
battery going, you have 3 buttons.
All right, we can see the buttons on the back. This is the power on, needle protrusion up and out, and you got a standby light right here. So when you turn the machine on and off, you know that lights up. Let's see if he talks about
On
that.
the back, this top button, if you hold it, that is switch controls from the battery pack over to the machine. So now you can hit the power and turn it on, hold it, shut it off. You still have to adjust the volt.
Oh, that's kind of weird. Guys, just think about that for a second. The power on is on the machine itself. Normally, you would have the power on the battery itself. I think he's going to explain an issue that caused this because of that just right now. Let's see.
Up here at the battery pack, but I found that if you turn the battery pack on and don't shut it off with this back here, then there's like some miscommunication and you don't get to control it.
You hear that, guys? There is miscommunication. If you have like the machine off but the battery on, it won't work. The machine has to be on and the battery have to be on at the same time. Otherwise, there's going to be a miscommunication between the two devices, which is really goofy on why they made it like that. Let's continue.
So once you turn the battery pack on, shut it off here, and then you have control over it. The green LED shows that there is power going to it. You see the same thing when you put an RCA cord on it. This does have the motorized needle adjustment like the X1 did.
I want to point out another thing. This tattoo machine is pretty loud. But I mean, all the Inkjecta machines are loud. It's probably because of how thin that trap door is on the front. There's not much noise suppression happening on the inside. He's going to show us how the needle protrudes in and out right now.
You got two buttons here. There's out and there's in. So right now you can see the needles are way out. We'll hold the
so you push the buttons to
put
the needle in and out, which is crazy because your machine's going to be wrapped and those buttons are like
much
in the center of the
than
machine.
I remember on the X1. The X1, if I remember right, you heard the mechanical motor noise of that.
All right. The motor is quieter.
The grip is very similar to...
I like how the grip looks. I just don't know how it feels when you hold it, and then when you're trying to do certain techniques and stuff with the machine. I don't know how it's going to affect you having the grip of a fixed shape like that, where it's a very specific shape. I don't know how well this machine is going to feel in everybody's hands.
Some of the optional grips that you could get for the X1, I don't remember if it was the Ergo grip or one of the other ones, but it's basically got a notch around the whole thing, so no matter where you hold your hand, there's always somewhere to put your fingers.
Cool.
So it's a really comfortable grip. It's light. It's actually, I would say, probably about the same weight as the
it looks big, dude.
the original Flite Nano.
Looks like a microphone.
One thing that I would say, without using the battery pack, if you're using the RCA cable, comfort-wise, with the RCA on there, I mean, it's not bad.
It just looks like it gets so long, and then with the cable turning, you know, and then it's pulling on your tray and stuff. It just, you know, we're so used to wireless now that it just seems like that's the way to go.
But I'm not sure I don't prefer the original Flite Nano over that.
That just looks more comfortable.
It feels lighter and it
coming
feels
off that
a little
machine.
more ergonomic in the hands, but these are such small, light machines that this was kind of a bigger step up. As far as how it tattoos,
I'm surprised by how big the machine is.
I would say it's very
I'm gonna keep saying
similar
that.
to the Flite Nano. It seems to hit just a little bit harder. So like the 3.25 millimeter cam with the rigid bar on this machine running at the same voltage with the same setup on the Flite Nano, this one hits just a little bit harder. I think it's probably because it's got such a shorter drive bar, and you're just getting a little more punch on it.
Yeah, probably.
That's just kind of a quick look at the Inkjecta Flite 1 pin. So, excuse my coughing there early on.
It's all good, Dan.
That's it.
And then Dan sent us 2 other videos, just more like close-up shots of the machine. Let's check this one out. Here we can see he's showing the loose cover. This is the cover that covers up the cam, motor, and everything, and torsion bars. Yeah, that's annoying to me. Like, what happens if you lose that cover or something? It falls down, it breaks. you know, washing it. When you clean your machine, you know, stuff is going to get inside of your machine because that is loose. That is not a tight seal. They should have probably did like some kind of gasket type of thing around it, you know, or, you know, actually just screwed the cover down, because that just seems cheap and flimsy to me. I don't know. Tell me down in the comments, guys, do you think that this is a good design for the door? All right, and then this video, he's just showing the machine up close. You can see it has a critical battery pack. You can see the design up close right here. We can see that this part is bulged out and it has the buttons on it. Right now, I believe he's showing us the needle going in and out. He's pushing the buttons on the back to make the needles go in and out, and you can see it's pretty quiet when you do that. The motor is loud, but not the electronic motor that moves in and out the needle. It's pretty quiet. Thank you so much, Dan, for sending over that video to the channel for us to experience here together. If any of you guys want to go check him out, a link to his YouTube channel will be down below, and a link to his Instagram will be down below as well. I do want to state that this tattoo machine runs at higher voltages. So like running at like 10 volts is probably running around like 8 or 7 volts on a typical tattoo machine. And because it is like that, it has a little more amperage and power going to the needle. But another thing that's doing is draining your battery really, really fast. I've had a lot of people tell me that have just messaged me directly saying that they have the machine, but the battery drains really, really quickly, which is why they said that it's going to be suggested to be only a wired machine and that they had no plans on making a battery pack. But then the funny thing is that between our last video and us calling them out on that, they actually did make a battery pack, so that's kind of funny. And on my last video that I made about this machine, I am 99.9% sure that Inkjecta actually made fake anonymous accounts and spammed my video, basically calling me dumb. It was like literally like 6 accounts, and all their usernames were user, you know, 1 2 3 4 X something, user something something something. It was a couple of those accounts, and they were extremely biased and they were extremely rude. And it seemed to me they had a little hint of, in their words that they're saying, it seemed to me that they had something to do with the creation of the machine. I'm not saying Inkjecta left those comments. I'm just saying I'm pretty sure that Inkjecta left those comments, and I'm not going to go out of my way to buy a tattoo machine and to make a video for you guys, Inkjecta, to sell you guys, you know, machines, because I'd make the video and you guys would get a bunch of sales from it, and I'm not going to go out of my way to do that for you guys when I feel like you guys insulted me. Sprinkling in some drama. If you guys want to see more on this tattoo machine and see my first impressions where I go over every little detail on this tattoo machine, check out this video right here. You won't regret it. If any of you guys at home, if you guys have this tattoo machine, let us know down in the comments on how you are liking it. And if you guys have any questions about this tattoo machine, leave them down below in the comments, because maybe we get Dan TRUEBLOOD to answer some of those questions for you. Take her easy, keep her sleazy. Peace out.